The project is due on Wednesday, and I know I'm not going to finish it. Not well, anyway. I need to ask my professor for an extension, just 2 more days. But the thought of writing that email, it makes my stomach hurt. I just keep imagining his reply, that he'll think I'm lazy or that I didn't manage my time. He'll say no, and then things will be awkward for the rest of the term. It feels easier to just submit bad work than to have that conversation. Why is it so hard to ask for something you really need?
Because most of us think we are asking for a favor. We think the conversation is about us and what we want. But that's not what the conversation is about at all.
It's not? I'm literally asking for something I need, an extension. That sounds like it's about me.
That's the outcome you want. But the conversation itself, the most effective ones, are not about you. They are about a shared problem.
A shared problem? My time management feels like my problem, not my professor's.
Let's reframe it. The shared goal is for you to learn the material and submit high-quality work that shows what you've learned. Your professor wants that, and you want that.
Okay, I agree with that.
Right now, there is a problem preventing that shared goal from happening perfectly. The problem is a resource issue, time. The conversation isn't, can you do me a favor? It's, how can we solve this time problem together so we can achieve our shared goal?
I have never thought of it that way. It sounds less personal, less like I'm begging for something.
Exactly. It changes the entire feeling of the conversation. You're not an annoyance asking for a favor. You are a collaborator trying to solve a problem.
But where do you even start? I can't just write an email that says, "Professor, we have a shared problem." He'll be so confused.
You're right. You start by changing how you frame the entire request. Most students start with an apology and a personal excuse.
Right. I'm so sorry to bother you, but I've been really sick and overwhelmed this week.
It's a very common approach. We do it because we want to show we are not lazy. We want to prove that our reason is good enough.
And what's wrong with that?
It immediately puts you in a low-status position. It makes the professor a judge, and you are asking for mercy. More importantly, it forces them to evaluate your personal life, which most people don't want to do. It's uncomfortable for them.
So apologizing and explaining is the wrong move?
It's not about wrong. It's about what's effective. A more effective way is to start with the shared goal. You frame the conversation around the work, not around you.
How would that sound?
Something like, "Dear Professor, I am writing about the upcoming project deadline. I am really engaged with the material, and my goal is to submit an analysis that truly reflects what we've learned in class."
Okay, that sounds confident. I'm not apologizing for anything.
You are aligning yourself with him. You both want the same thing, good work. Now your request for an extension isn't a personal failure. It's a tool to achieve that shared goal. You need to justify it.
So after I state the shared goal, I'd say something like, "To achieve that quality of work, I've realized I need a bit more time to refine my final section. For this reason, I'd like to request a 2-day extension." How does that feel?
Much stronger. You justify the request based on the quality of the work, not on a personal problem. It respects the professor and the class. You've turned a personal plea into a professional discussion.
That makes sense. But it still feels like I'm ignoring his world completely. He's busy. My request is still extra work for him. He has his own deadlines.
I am very glad you said that. That is the second and maybe the most important turning point, seeing the other person's world.
What do you mean, their world?
Most people are so focused on what they want to say, they never stop to think about the person listening. What pressures does your professor have?
Well, he's probably grading 100 of these projects. He has other classes. He has meetings. He wants to get all the grades in on time.
Exactly. A late paper from you isn't just a late paper. It's an interruption to his organized system. It's one more thing to track. It creates a small amount of chaos in his world.
And when I just ask for an extension, I'm asking him to absorb my chaos.
Yes, and the human brain's natural reaction to that is resistance. So the key is to show that you see his world. You have to acknowledge his reality before you talk more about your own.
How do you do that without sounding strange? I can't write, "I know you are very busy and my request is an interruption."
You can be more subtle. You can show you've thought about the impact of your request. It can be a simple sentence. After you state your request, you can add something like, "I understand that a late submission can complicate the grading process on your end."
Oh, that one sentence. It changes everything.
How does it change it?
It shows that I'm not just thinking about myself. It says, "I see you. I respect your time. It makes me sound more mature.
It does. When you acknowledge their world, their potential challenges, they stop seeing you as a problem. They start seeing you as a considerate person. Their defensiveness goes down, and their willingness to collaborate goes up.
Okay, so I framed the request around our shared goal. Then I acknowledge the difficulty my request might create for them. But I'm still just asking for something. I haven't really offered anything.
And that is the final piece. Many people stop there. They state what they want, and they wait. They leave all the work of finding a solution to the other person.
Which puts them on the spot.
It does. It's much more powerful to not just ask for something, but to make a clear proposal that already contains a solution.
A proposal? So it's more than just a question.
Yes. A question is, can I have an extension? A proposal sounds like this. I would like to propose submitting the paper on Friday evening. To show my progress and ensure I'm on the right track, I can send you my detailed outline and first draft by the original deadline on Wednesday.
Wow. Okay. Let me break that down. You're not just asking, you're offering something in return. You're making it easier for him to say yes.
You are solving the problems your request creates. The first problem is his uncertainty. Will you actually finish it? By offering your draft, you remove that uncertainty.
And the second problem is fairness. He might worry that giving me an extension is unfair to other students. But if I'm still submitting most of my work on the original day, it feels less like a special favor.
Precisely. A good proposal makes your solution the easiest and most logical path for the other person to take. You've done the thinking for them. You've made it easy to say yes.
This all sounds really good, but it feels complicated. I have to remember to frame it right, acknowledge their world, make a proposal. It feels like a lot to do in a stressful moment.
It feels like a lot at first, but it's really just one idea. You are shifting from asking for something to solving a problem together.
I can see how this would work for a deadline extension. But what about something more difficult? I'm on a team at my part-time job, and I'm always given the boring tasks. I want to ask my manager if I can work on the more creative parts of our projects. If I try this system, it feels much riskier. What if she thinks I'm complaining or that I'm not a team player? She could just say everyone has to do the boring tasks.
That is an excellent question. It shows why this system is so important for bigger conversations. How would a typical student make that request?
Probably they'd say, "Hi, can we talk? I feel like I'm not getting a chance to do creative work, and I'd really like to."
And what is the focus of that request?
It's focused on me, on what I feel and what I want. I see the problem now. It forces my manager to focus on my feelings of unhappiness.
And her job isn't to manage your feelings, it's to get the project done. So how could we reframe it using our new system? What is the shared goal between you and your manager?
The shared goal is the success of the team and the project. My manager wants the best possible outcome.
Okay, so start there. Now, how can you justify your desire to do creative work in a way that serves that shared goal?
I could say that I have some ideas for the creative side that might make the project stronger, or that my skills in that area could really benefit the team. I'm framing my desire as a resource for her and for the project.
Perfect. Now the second step. Acknowledge her world. What are her challenges or concerns?
She's worried about getting all the work done. The boring tasks still need to be completed. If I do the creative work, someone else has to do my boring tasks, or they get left behind. That's her biggest headache.
So you must acknowledge that reality. You have to show her that you see that problem.
So I'd say something like, I know that the data entry tasks are essential and need to get done reliably.
Excellent. You've shown you are a team player who understands the big picture. Now what's the final step?
I need to make a proposal that solves her headache. I can't just say, give me the fun work.
So what could a proposal look like? It needs to be a feasible plan.
Maybe I could propose a small experiment. What if I propose a way we can achieve the project goals even more effectively? For the next project, what if I spend the first half of my time completing the essential data tasks, but spend the second half developing a new creative concept? I believe this could improve our final result, and it ensures the critical work is still finished. We could try it for 2 weeks and see if it works.
Now, how does that feel?
It feels completely different. I'm not complaining. I'm not asking for a favor. I'm presenting a business idea, a strategic plan to help her. It's a mutual solution.
And what is the worst thing she can say?
She could say, no, that's not feasible right now. But even if she says no, I haven't damaged our relationship. I've shown that I'm thinking about the team's success. I might have even earned some respect.
So the whole system is connected. You start with a shared goal to show you are an ally, not an adversary. You acknowledge their world to show you are considerate. And you make a clear proposal to show you are a problem solver. It's one single motion of collaborative thinking.
I was always so focused on the fear of hearing the word no, but it seems like the goal isn't to avoid a no. The goal is to start a conversation that makes it easier for the other person to join you in finding a yes.
That is the entire shift.
So even if my professor needs to justify his decisions to the department, my proposal gives him something to work with. He can say, the student is submitting their draft on time, ensuring no delay in my overall grading schedule. I've helped him solve his own potential problems.
And you've shown that you acknowledge his professional responsibilities. It creates a feeling of mutual respect.
This is a skill. It's not about being brave or aggressive. It's a skill of thinking clearly about a problem from two sides. A proposal that isn't feasible or doesn't help both people isn't really a proposal at all. It's just a wish.
And making a good wish is not very effective strategy.
I think I finally understand. The point isn't just asking for what you want. It's about presenting the best path for everyone to get what they need.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this conversation.
We hope this was helpful. If there's a difficult conversation you're preparing for or another topic